everybody to another Saber stream. Let me just go ahead get started here. I'm gonna start by doing our events. Our not event, our artifact run. But let me go ahead and pop out chat so I can see chat. And it might be a quick stream today because we're not gonna have like looks like hey, welcome in Rushy, how are you doing? Everybody, remember to check out Scandal's newest single, Doka Shiterute. They just released it for their February. They're gonna like release a song every month, I think. So this is like February song. It's actually pretty good. I was subbing it today and now it's kind of in my head. Well, welcome in Rushy. Hope you're doing well. You had a good Saturday. Sorry I'm being a little bit late today because it was distracted. Reminded me to do my taxes. I see. No, I was doing my taxes this morning. So because you only do it once a year and I forgot like how long it takes to do your taxes, to do my taxes. Like it took me like the whole morning to get all my forms together. But mostly because there were a lot of changes last year that I didn't have in prior years. Like I had opened like a bunch of accounts. I'd bought a house. I changed jobs. You know, there's just so many things happening last year. So I had like a whole bunch of like new forms that I'd like never seen before. I had to figure out like. Wait, do you have to do taxes in Canada as well? Is it just as bad as like the system here in the States? I'm thinking like is that what the notification was? Yeah, there was like a link to, but you're not from the States, so it doesn't really matter to you. That's only for people stateside. I'm guessing Canada probably has a much better tax filing system, I guess. Like a tax return filing system. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But basically like here in the States there's a lot of like scams. No idea, just hire someone to do it with. Do you actually have to hire people to do your taxes? Is it that difficult? My goodness. I feel like filing taxes should be like should be a lot easier than it is. But I guess everybody's trying to find ways to minimize their taxes, so it's a lot more complicated than it is. No, I just haven't been taught. I don't know where to learn it. You see, that's the funny thing though, Rushy. Like, I feel like financial literacy and like learning about taxes and stuff, it's like not something they teach you in school, which is kind of weird. just in general, like anything like related to like money or like finance or like your taxes or like accounting, like a lot, or like business. Like you don't learn like any of that stuff unless like you went to like business school or something, I guess. And I feel like that's kind of like a mistake. It's definitely not taught in like. I feel like it's a very it's a very like important thing, like a foundational thing that everybody should technically have an idea of, but all of that like knowledge and like education is kind of locked up, and it's like behind paywalls, which I guess kind of makes sense. The people who get rich making off like making tons of money like want to keep all of that financial knowledge to themselves, so they're like putting all of that stuff behind paywalls. Is basically what's happening. There are definitely like YouTube channels that you can watch, but it's so hard to like sift through like what's legit and what's actually like a scam. So there's just like too much misinformation out there because there's no like authority, you know, and like nobody knows who to trust. Yeah, it's really annoying. Oh yeah, I see you pulled up my yeah. What's the point of school if they don't force you to learn taxes? Exactly. Or just like money. What is interest and all this kind of stuff. I feel like it's a very it's a very like foundational thing that people need to know in order to like manage their lives. And like, but nope, you all of this secret knowledge is like some kind of like, no, not my most hated two elements. Wait, what? Is it your most hated two elements? You mean like this cycle or next cycle? You mean like the February cycle or the March cycle? I thought last cycle was the one that you were having trouble with because of the geo element. Yeah, I thought last cycle was the difficult one. This cycle is what? Pyro, Hydro, and Nemo, right? Just not too bad. I feel like most people have a lot of Pyro characters. The next one? The Hydro, Electro, Cryo one? You have enough for Visionary. At least from what I can see. You have like 26 characters. Like, you can do Visionary. Not sure. I also like added like a little breakout at the bottom so you can see like specifically from like from each element like how many characters you have. And like for each part of like the calculation. So it's easier for you to figure out like, you know, if you don't have enough, like which element are you like lacking in, stuff like that. I clicked the one below Feb 2025 thinking it would be March. No, it's yeah, I sorted it from like the latest, the future to the past. So the future always comes first at the top. Because nobody cares about the past. It's the yeah, it's the opposite order in that sense. Basically the most recent first, yeah. It's sorted from most recent. I mean, just like your bank statement, right? Well, hopefully your bank statement is sorted from most recent to least recent. Typically when you're checking your statement, you want to look at your most recent stuff first. Fair enough. And like, no, after a while, nobody will care about like the historic ones, so they're at the bottom. And I guess the tool is meant for like people to plan ahead of time. It's still gonna default to the current season, but if you want to see ahead, you would scroll up, I guess. I might have to make a new update soon once Home DGCat wiki gets updated with 5.5 stuff. July 2024, the first Imaginarium. Yeah, it is. Or I guess it was the first one. I think at that time there wasn't a Visionary tier either. So if you scroll all the way back, you should just see Heart. Sometimes I'm curious about previous cycles, and your website is a good resource for that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not like super useful, but I guess it's like a good to know. Like if I had picked this, or if I had got this character, I would have been able to do this, or like historically, like what elements used to show up. Would be useful for that as well. But I think like next month is the first time that they're not having like a Nemo, Geo, or Dendro. So they're literally having only the reactive elements, like the Hydro, Electro, Cryo, the swirlable elements in there. I tried searching on official wiki and couldn't find it easily. Official wiki. Oh, the Genshin official wiki. Yeah, I typically use the home Digicat wiki if I'm looking for like prior or like the future ones. But I guess you don't have to do that anymore. You can just use my link. Because my link pulls from the home Digicat wiki. Home Digicat wiki has a bunch of like extra information you probably don't really need, like the monsters and boss information. I feel like that one's a bit like pretty irrelevant to what I'm counting here. So this one is more condensed. You can see it in like one page, I guess. But yeah. The other thing that is I find it helpful because like based on your feedback and feedback from a couple of people who were using it, like they were a little bit confused about like the number of characters you need for each tier. So I added a little bit of like where like if you only were able to do hard, it tells you like how many more characters you need to get to the next tier. Or if you were on like medium, it will tell you how many more characters you need to reach hard. But then you can like decide how many characters, which characters do you want to level up, basically. I don't think it, yeah, I guess it doesn't really show you like which characters you haven't leveled up yet, but it should be pretty obvious, I guess, from your account. It only saves the characters that are level 70 and up. Gotta do a full good scan since I formatted my PC. That makes sense. And you have to remember to add like, you probably got a couple of new characters, right? Over the lantern, right? At least compared to the file that you sent over the last time. I think you should probably have Lanyan by now. So that's an extra character. I'm building Lanyan to 90 right now, nice. Good thing I finished yesterday to get her echo, nice. Yeah, I wish they added more echoes. They didn't add any new echoes this time around. Kind of a bummer. Good thing challenge was annoying. yeah, for sure. Yeah, I saw Min doing it and it didn't seem easy. I'm also definitely not a Kaching main, so it will definitely be pretty hard for me. I don't know how Mintum did it. It sounded like you're supposed to like... There's some like intricacies by it for like when she does a charge attack, she can like either activate the dagger to do an AoE where it is, or like using the dagger to get to get infusion, electro infusion. So there's some like interesting stuff you can do with both of those. Or you could just like look up a YouTube video and probably works. I get for 84 206. Nice. With 360 EM and 1400 attack C2 as well. Wait, you gave Kaching? Is this Kaching? Or is that Lanyan you're talking about? Kaching? I feel like that's a pretty... I guess it depends on what you're using her in. Her challenge was still so hard. Wait, is it? Well, her challenge isn't damage, right? Her challenge is the puzzle one, right? Or are you talking about the combat part? I don't think I saw Minton do the combat part of the challenge. So I'm not sure how hard that part is. Yeah. I know there's a combat part, but I don't remember what the combat part was for Kaching when Min did it. So I couldn't tell you what it was. Was it really hard? I'm guessing it's because you had a lot of EM and not a lot of attack, so when you don't have reactions, you're not really doing much damage. If you have such a, you have like 360 EM, which is quite a lot of stats. Thanks for the lurk, Teresa. Appreciate it. Yeah, but they haven't released any new echoes that I can actually get yet. I don't have any. None of my characters. I don't have any of the characters who are in the echoes section right now. I unlocked Jean and Kaching just because I was running. They only let you store like 4 of the keys, and so I have to like use my keys even though I don't have the character. But I can't do the challenge because I don't have the character. It's done because you have to kill all 4 literal shooters across each other. I timestamped a bit. Let's see. Oh, there are balloons as well, interesting. But there's no timer, is there? Oh, there's a timer. There's a fruit of the vine has appeared. Oh, let's see. Oh, there's a big helitrol too. I can see why that's hard. Time until buff expires. Interesting. Oh, there's a big ruin guy too. You get EM bust, and you make sure to Dendrobolt. Make sure you do it. You're meant to play aggravate Kaching. Oh, are you? How does the Dendro ball work, though? Like, do you collect it? But it's not. It looks like it just applies Dendro to you. I don't see how that would apply Dendro to enemies. I have to search for the fruit of the vine thing. Fruit of the vine. Genshin. Oh, it will follow you around. So you're supposed to just walk in a way in like circles around the enemy. Gotcha. So you're not supposed to like collect it. You're supposed to like get the enemy between you and the ball, and then the ball will automatically hit them so that you can aggravate. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, if you get EM buffs from balloons as well, then you probably don't have to put so much EM on Kaching. You don't kill the shooters before it hits you, or the shooters hit the brick run. You want the ball to hit the big cage. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. When I eventually get Kaching, I'll try to remember that. It will be like a year or so from now. I really have to see whether Mizuki is good to decide like who I'm gonna select for the annual anniversary selector. You want the second Dendro ball to spawn and hit the Robo, dude.
Yeah.
There are only 2 Dendro balls. Is that right?
Yeah.
The timings are very tight. See, I see. There are 3 balls? Oh, okay. So I guess 1 for each wave, right? First wave is the Archer guys. Second wave is the Helitro Rogue, and the third wave is the Ruin Grader. So I guess that makes sense. And I guess you have to hit the balloons too. I'm guessing you're just meant to throw the dagger at the balloon so that you can do a plunge attack. Because they always spawn like right above the shooters, right? So you can do a plunge attack as you're doing that. And then maybe position yourself in a way that the Dendro Ball hits the I feel like the combat puzzles are more like are less like are definitely less about like building your character. Although there is some of that. But more about like how you like maneuver around the battlefield, I guess. like in Abyss, how you're like walking in specific ways so that the enemies group up and things like that. It's very precise, I guess. I feel like the same was true for like the Ningguang one, as well as I think the Jean one as well. Yeah, but the Dendro ball spawns like 1 minute 05 left, and by then the students are usually then what is then it's a wasted reaction damage because you overkill them. I don't know, I wouldn't be able to comment. Are the shooters that tanky? It's only running 1 main EM step though. But you had 350 EM, so you must have been running some EM. Unless, does Kachin get EM with her Ascension? I do not know this. Does Kachin get EM with her Ascension? Well, you were running a main stat. Okay, wait, no, you were running 1 main EM stat. So yeah, that's still a lot. But that could have been a full attack stat, which would allow you to like kill the shooters faster, I think. Because then you can rely on like just the pure electro damage on the first couple of shooters. Kaching does like 3k electro damage, does she? I mean that's normal, right? She's weak. Yeah, maybe that's why I didn't pick Kaching. Inari pretty strong. I mean, I picked Tinari mostly because I wanted more Dendro characters. I suppose if I really wanted to go for the waifu, I should have picked like Kaching or Jean. That ain't it cheap. 3k in the big 2025. Honestly, they should just give me free standard Vanry characters at this point. Jean waifu. Like even if I use all of my standard wishes, like I don't think it would change my prospects for the Abyss. That's what I think. I'm not sure if you would agree, but I'm pretty sure like even if I had like all the standard banner characters, I still wouldn't be able to 36 star Abyss. I'm pretty sure about that. Especially now because I can't even 33 star. Goodness. And like the standard banner characters aren't very, shall we say, high DPS. Kaching doesn't get like a lot better with like constellations either, right? Now how many standard wishes do I even have? I feel like eventually have like 387.
ついてきて。
Which is divided by 90, about 4 PD. About 4 PDs, okay. So even if I use all my standard wishes, I will guarantee myself 4 or 5-star characters. Yeah, that's not 4 or 5-star standards. It's just not enough. Especially if it's gonna be like Chi 4 times in a row. With my luck, it's gonna be TT. It'll be like a C3 TT. That's what I'll get. Bet. The look is still decent. Yeah. So I actually found like I found like an Abyss usage thing. Like a Abyss usage stats sheet, which I thought was pretty good. And I ran some numbers on it. I think this guy took like a bunch of like Abyss usage rates from YS Helper, which I think is like a Chinese data thing. So like we don't, at least I don't have access to this kind of data. But they've compiled it to like a Google Doc. And like it shows you like the usage rates for like every character in Genshin for each of the Abyss cycles, basically. I think it might be like, it might still be considered the same cycle if only the buff changed but the enemies stayed the same. But I took all of that data and then I sorted it by year of release, not year of release, sorry. I sorted it a little differently. So instead of comparing like across the same cycle for every character, I compared the characters on like how much time or like how many cycles has it been since they released. Because generally like the cycle where they're good at is typically like the first the first couple of cycles when they were released, right? So like the first cycle that Mavuika and Silali gets released, they're gonna be like really strong. And the same is true for like any of the limited characters. And so I looked at like how they perform based on like how long it has been since they released. So to kind of like level the playing field a little bit in that sense. Make it more fair as a comparison. And Diluc was like way on the bottom. Like he was below like almost all of the 4 stars. I'm not even kidding. Like most of the 4 stars had a higher like popularity. Now that doesn't mean Diluc is bad, it just means that nobody's using it. Literally nobody is using it. So Diluc plunge is crazy. Wasn't there like a dragon strike thing that I guess is still possible but it's harder to do now? I guess you have to play him with like Xian Yun or something to get that plunge going. Yeah, but I basically made like a sheet that ranks like the let's see what I call it, like the I scored everybody like based on like how much they're used. Please watch this on stream. Wait, what is this? Diluc Sid Lali. Alright, but this is Sid Lali though, this is not Diluc. Let's be real here, this is Sid Lali doing the damage, right? This I feel like this is more of a Sid Lali showcase, but okay. I will humor you. Let me see, website. I need to change. I'm not sure if this is gonna come. I'm gonna keep the audio off, but I can watch. Maybe I'll move this to make it a little bigger. Dragon Strike is the meme. Well, that's it. Fan Xianyun was a given. When people do these runs, why do they like open the menu? Like, is that like a trick or something? Like, are they canceling some kind of animation? You got it in 3 plunge hits, I guess. Pretty good. But like also like having the skin makes this look slightly cooler. A lot more cooler than it is without. Oh, this guy is annoying though. Does Sitlali apply enough? I guess she does. Oh wow. That was a very fast break. I guess Sitlali does apply enough Night Soul damage to like break the guy's shield really quickly. All the more reason to pick Sitlali. 727k plunge attacks, pretty good, pretty good. Red Horn. C6? Okay, hold up. C6? You gotta have him at C6 though? Okay. Okay. Unless you collect energy particles when the time is paused. Oh, okay, I see. But the energy particles aren't paused, so you use your skill and then pause it. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, let me close this. That kind of makes sense. So like, I'm just saying with enough investment, you can beat Mabika easily. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. That was a C6 Illuke though, with like the way that I would think about it is like you have to compare them on the same basis. You can't like say like, I mean technically you could like give Mavica, not give Mavica, you could give Mavica like a dull, whatever the Claymore equivalent is of a dull blade. And then give all your best artifacts to Diluc and say, oh yeah, Diluc can do it, right? So I feel like you have to keep it on the same basis here. Otherwise you could say the same for like any pair of characters, right? Like you would have to put like the same investment level in both. I feel like, I guess there is a bit of difficulty to compare the like different teams. But I feel like at least the Mavica, like Mavica at least uses Sitlali on the team, even if she doesn't use like Xian Yun. So like I still feel like if you put Sitlali in Mavica, she's still gonna do better. So, and probably like comparable artifacts and stuff. I am out of space again. So I have to... Let's see... I was farming like sets for like Ningguang and I keep getting like really trash artifacts. Really trash ones. I guess I went all attack. It went into 1 crit rate. But that was it. Do I have any golden troop to level up? Maybe. My future Chiori. This is for Chiori. Never mind. Bye. I'm happy I got to throw that away. Let's see. Maybe I need a VV set. Nope. Nope. I'm gonna have to do more strong boxing after this. Now that I'm realizing how many of these I haven't leveled up yet. Okay. Why do I still have this? What am I keeping these? Okay, let me... I guess if this goes crit rate one more time. This is so bad though. It had 1 roll into each of defense and attack. I just want to take it to 20 to prove that I'm unlucky. It has like 3 flat stats. This is how bad this artifact is. I have 3 flat stats. The only flat stat I don't have is EM, which is the only useful flat stat. Oh dear. Alright. I'm gonna bet it goes into flat HP because all things are balanced as they should be. balanced as all things should be. Balance in all things. Okay, never mind, trash. Flat defense straight off the bat. Oh no. Not like this. Okay, I did use enough artifacts though. That trash. I'm gonna have to recycle that. Man. Artifact system still trash. At least they gave us the transmuter, so it's not as bad now. Like we do have like some control over what kind of artifacts we get. Also, I'm really happy that like this week they made the event work so that you could farm any of the talent materials for any of the days. And like even if you don't, like even outside of like, even if you've used up like your event, what do you call it, like the bonus for the event, like the half resin cost from the event, like you can still treat every day as if it were a Sunday. So like, even though I used up, like, I've already used up my rewards, I'm still able to access like the different, all of them on a Saturday, and like for the rest of, for all of this week I was able to. So that's actually really nice. I hope that like that's a precedent for them to just do away with the. Can you imagine? This is how overflowing events should have been. Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine if Genshin one day takes away the daily system for talent books and materials? I'm actually curious to think about like how would Min's Thursday only challenge change if that happened? So then there will be no more Thursday characters, right? Like Thursday with characters wouldn't exist anymore. I wonder if he's thought of that before. Like what he would do if that happened. Kind of curious. I'm gonna ask him the next time he has a Thursday. Because I feel like quite a bit of the community would want that. So it's not like entirely out of the way for like MiHoYo to do away with the days for the domains. Just have everything farmable every day. But I also think like MiHoYo has been moving towards like they've been giving us like materials for like quests, like ascension materials from quests and all that. So it's quite clear that like they recognize it's hard for new players to level up characters. And so I do feel like at some point they will like give us a quality of life where we don't have to, you know, only do certain domains on certain days. But as far as I know, that only happens for like weapon and talent book domains. There's nothing else in the game that really does that daily system. And like talent books and weapon mats are probably the domains that I want to say like they've been trying to improve. Just like this one. Just like this recent change we had this patch, so I think there's a good chance. I think there's a good chance we're gonna, you know, every day is a Sunday kind of domain at some point. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens to Min's Thursday only run when that happens. Because then future characters would, like, even if he says that like, okay, for existing characters only the Thursday, those that used to be Thursday only are like available. But for all future characters, they wouldn't have a day tag to them anymore. So that would be interesting. It would be interesting to see how his format will change a bit. And then if I look at my Abyss scores, you want to guess which like 5-star character is at the top? But I forgot you bought BP. I bought BP twice. I had like an access of like these 2 roleplay points that were gonna expire if I didn't do anything. And I already had max Welkin at that time. So the only other thing I could like made sense to buy was just the battle pass. And that happened twice already, so I feel like it probably won't happen anytime soon though, because now that like Google Play really like cut back on the Genshin coupons, like we don't get the $3 Genshin coupon anymore, which is a huge hit by the way, because that previously allowed me to get Welkins for like half the price basically. No, more than half the price. It was like $3 off of like $5. So yeah, more than half the price. And then so it'll be a lot harder for me to max out Balkans now. And so I don't see that happening anytime soon. But I do have 2 battle pass weapons. I do have the Boan Tinari, which I got. Honestly, like I got it and I was like, I had no idea like which battle pass weapon to pick, and I was like, yeah, I guess the bow is pretty good, and I guess my first 5-star is Tinari, so he deserves like a better weapon. Oh no, I'm stuck. But that's why I got the Viridescent Hut. Also, it does kind of fit him, right? Like, it is a pretty nice strip. It's like green and stuff. I chose bow for a child, nice. That makes sense as well. Like even if I can't make use of the like the passive effect, it's kind of meh. It's still like a crit rate stat stick, which is still really nice for like a free to play account. Not quite free to play account anymore, but it's very nice for an account that only has like 4-star weapons. By the way, did you talk to that kid in the recent combat event? The one that dropped Not Cry lore? Yeah, I did. What about the kid? I don't exactly remember what he said, but it sounded like we were gonna meet him there or something. So we'll see. That was a nice event though. I really appreciated that I was able to do it in co-op. So I didn't have to worry about like, oh, I have to like figure out this boss and eat food and probably can't reach Platinum Star. Or like, I guess it was Gold Star too that you really needed. I'm still confused, but it's not quite part of Snezhnaya or no? Blavika said it was an independent state or something similar. When in doubt, check Genshin Wiki. Not Cry. It's located at the southernmost point of Snezhnaya, according to Libin. A lot of people in Tibet gathered there. I guess it's a town in Snezhnaya? It's an independent state? Maybe? I think both of those could be true. Maybe it's not like part of the jurisdiction of Snezhnaya, but it's on the Snezhnaya as a continent. But like, maybe like the Tsaritsa doesn't, you know, technically have like control over what goes on there, and it's kind of run by Dotori or something. The area is especially hostile in the lack of protective and regulative forces. Yeah, okay, so it does sound like it does sound like it's still part of Snezhnaya, but it's not under its jurisdiction. It's not under the Tsaritsa's jurisdiction in that sense. Maybe you should ask what is Mondstadt, Lier, Inazuma, etc. Yeah, I guess you could think of it like Like Watatsumi Island is part of like Inazuma, but it's not under the Raiden Shogun's jurisdiction. It's under like Kokomi's jurisdiction, right? So in that sense, like it's part of the Inazuma archipelago, but it's not technically part of like the Inazuma, I guess, country. I don't even know if it's called a country, but like in the nation of Inazuma in that sense. At least that was before the war. I don't technically know whether they're like, now that they're like technically at peace, whether they're considered the same entity or they're still like technically separate entities just living in peace. It feels unfair to say that Watatsumi is part of Inazuma the nation. I mean, it's true. So in that sense, like when we say like Inazuman character, we really mean like part of the continent of Inazuma, not so much part of the nation of Inazuma. Or like not part of like Inazuma city, I guess. It's kind of weird. But I guess that makes sense. So I think in the same way, maybe Not Cry is kind of like that. It's technically part of the continent of Snesnaya, but not under the Cryo Archon's jurisdiction. Saying continent is also a bit sus. I guess Tebat is a continent. I don't know what else to call it. I like to call Inazuma an archipelago because that's what it is. It's like a group of islands. It's an island chain. But I guess I wouldn't know what to call like Mondstadt and Liyue. I guess the region? Maybe a region is a better word. Like the Mondstadt region. So you think of Inazuma as a region and not so much like a nation. Even though like in all the trailers they refer to Inazuma as a nation as well. But I guess the same word can have two meanings. A better description. Yeah, maybe region is a better word. So like Natlan is a region versus... I guess for Natlan it's pretty close. Like the nation of Natlan and the region is pretty similar group of people. Nations and regions could be used interchangeably in the context of Genshin, I think. Mostly. Yeah. I think mostly it can. It's just like all those weird areas in the between that are not quite nations, but I guess as part of the game, it's still part of the region. Like, I think we talk about Dragonspine Bermuda. No, even like Chenyu Vale, I think, might not be under like Ningguang's jurisdiction. I think Chenyu Vale and like Pingce Village are not quite part of like the jurisdiction of like the Tianquan's jurisdiction, if that makes sense. I think like Ningguang probably only controls like Liyue Harbor and then maybe like Zhongli's, like the Morax temple thing. I forgot what you call it. The vault. And maybe like her flying thing. But as far as like the story goes, like you don't really see like Ningguang or like the Millelith really like having a presence in Pingce Village. Or in Chenyu Vale, right? Maybe Chenyu Vale has a bit. I don't remember. Chenyu Vale might still be under the jurisdiction. So you say they're within the confines of Liyue, the region. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure though. But the fact that they're like kind of separate, they're kind of far away too. Like this whole area is kind of like separate. I guess they still have the Statue of the Seven, but like especially Elong Wharf, it's like so far away from the so I don't know. Nations get a bit complicated. Sometimes there were definitely parts of it of China that you would say is technically part of China, But the people who live in the area don't really consider themselves under the authority of Beijing, for example. Even though Beijing will say like, yeah, we totally control them, but there are definitely parts of China that are just doing their own thing. So I think it's kind of like that. They can interact independently until wartime when the UN and the city can draft residents of Chernobyl to the army. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Like they technically have control, but most of the time, like they don't really care what's going on there. They just let them do their own thing. So I guess that is a bit different from like I wouldn't consider Dragonspine because Dragonspine is technically like not populated. So it wouldn't I mean aside from adventurers, you know, who go up there and like Albedo's research team. I don't think there's enough population there to be for it to be considered like a really like a what would you call it, like a we call it metropolitan statistical area, I guess. That's going to be my assumption of not quite for now until proven wrong. Yeah. Something like that, I guess. My guess is that not quite is just gonna be pretty far away from the main. I wouldn't even know what would it be called Snezhnaya City? Is that what it will be called? Maybe there's a better word for it. I feel like Liyue has like Liyue Harbor. Mondstadt has like. Is Mondstadt called Mondstadt City? Or is it just called Mondstadt? I have no idea. I know Inazuma is called Inazuma City and Sumeru is called Sumeru City. And Fontaine, I think it's Fontaine City? Or maybe like Court of Fontaine. Something like that. Natlan doesn't even have like a... It just has like a arena in the middle. Every nation's capital is just called a nation and then city next to it. Oh really? But Natlan doesn't have a city though. Natlan... Because Fontaine, when you go in and like you get like the part of the city, not like the name of the full city. Maybe it shows on the map though. Let's see. Maybe if you scroll, so you get Narukami Island, Inazuma City. So we got Inazuma City on the map. And then Liyue, you get Liyue Harbor. You don't get the word city at all. Mondstadt, you get Mondstadt. You don't even get you just get Mondstadt. Natlan is a stadium. Yeah, they don't even have a central city. Fontaine. Yeah, it's just called Court of Fontaine. It's called the Court of Fontaine, this whole area. So no real like city. But Fontaine is a bit more spread out. There are definitely like towns. Like the Research Institute area here, this area here, the Opera Epiclese. This area here is populated, I think. And then maybe parts of this area, maybe not. Maybe just here. But they don't call it Fontaine City, I guess. Is this a localization thing? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure in the Japanese it's also... Let me switch over. I'm pretty sure it follows the translation. Yeah. So this says Inazuma-jo, which is Inazuma City. This word here, Jo, here is city. And then so Inazuma City is exactly Liyue-ko. So ko here means harbor, not city. So it is Liyue Harbor. Mondojo. Okay, so it is kind of different in the Japanese. Mondojo is Mondstadt City. So Mondojo. So it is Mondstadt City in Japanese. I don't know what it is in Chinese though. But I would think it also has the, if the word is here in Japanese, I would think there in Chinese. So it is Mondstadt City here in Japanese. And then Mondojo, Fontaine Te. So yeah, not city. This is the court of Fontaine. Fontaine Te. It's a different word here. I think Notcry is north of Okanagan. Is it? Wait, let me see Sumeru. I forgot Sumeru. Yeah. Sumeru doesn't even use the Chinese character for city. It's just Sumeru City. Sumeru City is what it's called. They didn't even use Joe. They used city, like the real, the anglicized version of city in here. But we know in English it's also Sumeru City. And then here is, it's not even Nata. There's no Natlan word. It's just Seika Kyogijo. Seika Kyogijo. Seika Kyogijo. Which is the sacred flame of stadium, basically. Sacred fire stadium. Kyogijo. Stadium of the Sacred Flame. I think that's what it is in English, right? Because they talk about a bunch of dragon tech being spread out in Notcry and how Notcry is one part of the land around and drifted away over time. I guess it makes sense. Like Okka Natlan is kind of like this weird thing in the middle of nowhere that looks like it literally got pulled from this part, and like you know, there's like a tectonic plate that pulled this entire city up north this way. So I were to guess Notcry is probably right here. If you're saying like it's linked to Alkanatlan, maybe not so far up. Actually, maybe a lot closer than we think. Maybe like around here. So it does look like it was pulled in that direction. So it might be around here. And then if I zoom out on the map, it does look like pretty much the southernmost point of. So maybe all this is actually ocean here on the left. And then Snezhnaya will be like. Maybe. I don't feel. Let me think. Snezhnaya can't be like that big, can it? Like, can it be like all of this? Maybe Snezhnaya, like Snezhnaya, I'm pretty sure is north of Fontaine. Or maybe it's not north of Fontaine. Maybe it's like this area here. It doesn't. Maybe it doesn't touch Mondstadt. Actually, we'll see. Might be this big area here, but it does look like it is southernmost point enough of it. So if we're right and this is like the southernmost point, that means like Snezhnaya will probably be like this area all the way around up here. I'm not sure if it stretches here. We'll have to see. But if it does, it's only a very thin stretch. It's not a very large stretch because it is already Fontaine. And the rest of Snezhnaya could be west of Fontaine. I think we have land there being unused. Yeah, there's some stuff here that I think might be part of Fontaine. It looks a bit too small to fit like a full Snezhnaya in here though. I feel like this would be more Snezhnaya like to fit. And then there's something here as well, which I'm not sure what is. So, yeah. Why is there a Lehan wants to collaborate? What's up, Lehan? How does this work? How do I preview? How does this look? Preview. I can preview this. Isn't he doing a Chaska quest? Why is he trying to collaborate? I'm very confused. Lehan should be sticking to what he's doing. He's doing his Chaska quest. That immediate land connection with Fontaine may be the reason why Arlecchino's harp is in Fontaine. I forgot that bit of lore. Is Arlecchino's harp in Fontaine? Wait, what? Wait, sorry. I read that wrong. That immediate land connection with Fontaine may be the reason why Arlecchino's harp is in... Was one of those words supposed to be Snezhnaya? Because, Snezhnaya... Isn't the harp like somewhere in the city? Like the main harp building is somewhere in the city, right? But I guess... I guess there is this part, so you might be right. Like, Snezhnaya could be a lot closer. Arlecchino's boss arena used to be like this one, right? This area, yeah. So it might be like close to this area here. This did used to be the old harp area, yeah. So maybe like around here could be Snezhnaya already. I don't know though. It doesn't look. You know, they can change the terrain, I guess. It looks a bit too close to Fontaine though. Maybe it's just the outskirts of Stairsnaya and the main city is more like here, I guess. It could be the outskirts. Like I feel like there needs to be like a bit of a transition between the grass and the snow. I'm pretty sure it would be like Dragonspine, where like, you know, there's like a big green area and then like immediate, like there's a transition into the snowland, right? Like this. So I think we're gonna see something like this, and I think we're gonna get the sheer cold mechanic back again. We're gonna get like unforgiving tundra in Snezhnaya. He got destroyed when she killed the last mother. I guess he was mother. Also helped that the area is very elevated, so snow could make sense. I guess that makes sense. Although I do think like Russia is technically not snowy because of elevation, but more because of the fact that they're just far north. So I wonder how they're gonna explain that. Tivat is flat, right? Exactly. But so far, it does look like, you know, at least from the map perspective, that like it still follows like the north-south rules of a regular Earth. Kind of. Like Sumeru and like the whole desert area, which is, you know, kind of like near the equator, which is normal, and Natlan also is like that. I guess Dragonspine doesn't count, because Dragonspine is literally... I guess it might be due to the high elevation, but maybe just Dragonspine being special. Because of the nail and stuff. Japan being an island in the southwest. Yeah, technically like real life Japan should have snow as well. Like Japan's actually pretty far north. At least the northern parts of Japan. I was really wondering if they were gonna add anything to like the like Japan from the north side, but they just have this like really small island here that doesn't really do anything. If this was real Japan, that would be like a snowy Hokkaido area, like somewhere around here, and it would be pretty big. Hokkaido is actually a pretty huge landmass, I think, north of like mainland Japan. Japan does get snow. Yeah, Japan itself also does get snow technically, but we don't get any in Inazuma, so we just get cherry blossoms. Just good enough, I guess. Then again, I would say most of the regions don't really get seasons. You get like rain and sunshine, that's about it. Dragonspine gets snow just because it's Dragonspine. It would definitely be nice if we saw some seasons. Australia is also massive, it's almost as wide as Canada. Yeah, I think you're right. It just looks a bit weird because of how maps have to be drawn, but I think you're right. Australia is actually huge, but Australia is also a huge desert. A huge part of Australia is not even populated, it's just uninhabitable land. I guess there are kangaroos. And it's pretty wild out there. Kinda like Canada, yeah, Canada as well. Although, is Canada desert? Not really, right? Canada is more like... I want to say like tundra? Do you guys get tundra in Canada? Which is like... basically the land is frozen over. And it's freezing all the time. Most populations in a few cities, yeah. That makes sense. But I know Canada has quite a few like... forested areas too. So it's not like completely dead. In terms of wildlife, right? Like you guys don't have, like, even in the like the unpopular areas, you still have like trees, I think. But in the northern territories, only where we get tundra. Okay, like the far north, yeah, makes sense. I really like how for these ones they do actually include like the furigana on top, so you can read it like Sogan Kyo and well, this is actually interesting. Sakakoku. Okay. So chasm underground, basically. Boom, boom, boom. They only do that for like the place names at all. They don't do that for like everything. That's show like they have the tech to do it though. Not gonna lie, but I do like everything being in like Japanese a little bit. I'm a weeb like that. So now I can actually say his name is Tinari. It's literally there, Tinari. Candice. Fiona. Ranyan. Ryue. Let's see, we need to go to Sumeru. Not Tinari, no, totally Tinari. Tinari because we're in JP now. We're in Weeb world. There's no G in his name anymore. It's become Tinari. Because there's no G's, there's no like sound in like Japanese. There's no like rough g sound. So he became Tinari. I think Tikunari would sound like really weird. Tikunari doesn't flow quite right. So that's probably why they had Tinari instead. But it's also interesting to see like Candice's like Japanese name actually has like a, it's pronounced with like a bit of like a Y sound next to the C. Because that's the only way that a Japanese can put like that air sound like after the C is to add like a Y in between. So it's not even like Candice, it's like Candice. Candice. Kia. Candice. So, and it shows up in like their other like English words that they changed to, like instead of candy they will say like candy. I wonder which language has the most amount of sounds possible. I don't know the correct. I bet there is. I bet there is one. I think the correct word is I think sounds make sense. I think sounds is a good word too. Maybe like the most number of like phonetic sounds specifically. But I don't think like I don't think there's a language that uses all of them. Interestingly enough, I think maybe the most might be like I want to say probably one of the European languages, because a lot of them have like diphthongs too. But there are two kinds though. I feel like there can be like phonetics in terms of like the vowel sounds, but there can also be phonetics in terms of the consonant sounds. And so I think those two are very different types too. English is pretty decent surprisingly, because we break rules and pronounce things differently depending on context. Well, mostly because it was derived from a bunch of other languages mushed together. So like there are words in English that are technically English words, but I wouldn't say like they're English sounds. Maybe if you say it in like an English way and you know, like we use a lot of French words, right? Like like dénommé, right? But I wouldn't say like those are like English sounds. I would still say that we're just saying, we just took a French word and used it in English, but it's technically still French sound, you know what I mean? So I feel like English is kind of cheating. It's like taking like a hodgepodge of like different languages and like cheating that way. Probably some African language. African languages can get pretty intense. Like they even have like clicks in the language. So there's definitely a lot of sounds that we don't use. It's like a good question. Which language has the most phonetic sounds? Looks like you're right, it's probably an African language. List of languages by number of phonemes. Okay. Phonemes. Who has the most phonemes? Okay, according to Wikipedia. Sorry, my bad. Apparently, the one with the most phonemes, which is basically either consonants or vowels, is this language called Archie, which is an indigenous tribe somewhere in Russia. Okay. It does look like they have a lot of they do have, definitely looks like they have a lot of sounds in here. But it's still not, I wouldn't say like it's still not like all of the possible sounds. I still think like if you think about number of possible sounds you can make with your mouth and your throat, I don't think there's a language that comes close to using like all of it. Seems like. So that's a pretty interesting kind of point. We only like created enough sound that we needed to use, but I did actually take like phonetics course back in college just for one of those like general education courses. It was actually really interesting. It really like taught me a lot about like how we pronounce words, especially in America, where we use the schwa all the time. It was like the biggest thing I took away from that class. I took city planning and Roman history. Wow. I know nothing about any of those two topics. Maybe I know a bit of Roman history, but most of it comes from what I learned about it in Genshin. Which is not much. Like, I feel like most of my Roman history comes from like reading the Bible. That's about it. Not even interested in it, but Roman is kind of cool, I guess. Is it? I feel like my impression of that time is just a bunch of like imperialism and wars. But I guess that can be cool too. City planning is interesting. I think it's an interesting part though. Like you learn about the aqueducts and stuff. And like how like Rome as a city was like really well built in terms of its design. Things like irrigation, things like sewer systems. A lot of the like the things that cities are based, like cities have now, kind of came about sometime back there. One thing I remember from it was that sexuality was very different back then. How so? I mean, I would imagine it is completely different. But I would have no idea how different it would be, or what that would even mean to someone at that time, you know. But it's definitely a very different concept now in our modern times. Oh yeah, Gashi, did you want to do any weeklies? Because Lucky is playing Monster Hunter today, so he's not gonna be able to do weeklies. We're gonna go ahead and run some weeklies. So if you wanna hop in for weeklies, feel free to hop in. Like normalizations. Okay, I'm not gonna say that on stream. Okay. Big no-nos. Especially under the so basically miners. Took a very weird turn. Alright, I'm gonna go for it. Alright. I do want to heal here, but if I want to survive, I probably want to bring this group. Folks. I can join if you want help. Yeah, feel free to come in, Brushy. If you want to do some weeklies. Let's see. It will also probably make it like a lot faster. Let's see. Lan Yan has actually been really nice to play though. I'm really liking her. Nice. What are the chances I find a treasure chest somewhere around here? Not gonna lie, the other day I did find treasure chests here in Fontaine. Wait, what was that? Arlecchino versus Arlecchino, let's go. Maybe that will actually work. Alright, I'm gonna have to put Lanya in. Guess I can apply VV, which is nice. Alright. Purina.
それとも恐怖を抱く勇気すらないか私と打ち合うこの燃え上がる炎だとなるがいい闇来たる破滅の時にカウントダウン開始
Oh no, I realized we don't have heals. I guess Purina can heal.
私と打ち合う
It's all good. I can... Oh, I did get some healing. Whoa!
全員を焼き尽くした刃さあ見届けるといい
Flying Bird that's it. Noah-chan? Alright, come on in, Noah. I don't think you'll be able to join us in the domain, but you can come in.
根こそぎにしてあげる全ての始まりに過ぎぬ
Let's go. Thanks for the assist, push. Okay, okay. Alright, Whale is next. Whale. Welcome in, Noah. Hey, you bought Battle Pass. Yeah, I did. Easy. Alright, you guys want to do whale? Let's do whale. Holy whale. Alright guys, come on in. Come on in for whale. Let me use, let's see. I can actually use either Kirara or Lynette. Maybe Lynette. How shocking. Oh. Did you like... Wait, the invite didn't work? Let me try again. Alright, hold up, we're gonna... It still says pending approval for you. Wait, how did they get kicked? Wait, what? Okay, let me restart. It did not work. Does it work now? Alright. Could do this, or I could... Honestly, I could just do... Depends on what you're using. I just want to bring, like, a Fontaine if we need to. We lost one. It's alright. I think they left the world. Tinari? Yeah, I can use Tinari. T-boy. Not sure if... I don't think Shilonan buffs Tinari, but I guess she can buff. Yeah. Back out. Wait, why back out? No! Why are you backing out? I need to run away now. Wait, why are you backing out? Did you like not have someone built? Someone not equipped with the right artifacts? We good. Healing mode doesn't work. Wait, what? I mean like healing Shilonan? I didn't realize the kick thing would show up if I clicked on the character like that. That's funny. Alright. Alright. No, my burst didn't go anywhere. Yeah, she needs like 2 crystallizable elements. Oh, is that right? That makes sense, I guess. That is a good thing to note. Wait, so Shilonen doesn't work for like a mono team? Is that what you're saying? Like she can't. So unlike Kazuha, who can like work in like mono pyro or something, Shilonen mono pyro doesn't work. Is that what you're saying? Kazuha better, I guess. Lulu. I guess she still buffs, but she doesn't heal, is what you're saying. So you still need to bring like a Bennett, I guess. Oh dear. Oh dear. Lanyan's almost dead. I am gonna heal up. See ya. Alright. Thanks for the heals. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm gonna put up my shield. Nice, nice. The camera's like so weird right now. Nice. Alright, last one. Which will be... Hopefully we'll get good weekly match from Dragon Boss. Dragon Boss will be a bit tricky though. I guess if we have enough damage we'll be able to beat it quickly. But probably need Night Soul, so if you have Sid Lali, I guess I can... Okay. Lanyon... Yeah, I can Bennett for heals. Sidali doesn't heal, does he? Wait. This is a Furina DPS team? Hold up, let me... You're already... Nope. I don't have a DPS that works with Shilonen. Furina DPS, okay, let's go. I don't have a DPS that works with Shilonen. Probably why I'm not gonna pull for Shilonen. Alright. Alright, Furina do some damage. Alright, I'm hitting with Lanyan. Alright, Bennett sealing on the ground. I got it. Shield up. We got heals. Oh no, he's flying away. Oh dear, that was a lot of damage. It's gonna teleport, I think. Alright. I got heals again. Oh dear. Oh, he's gonna use this ability. I got this one. Nice. Without Lanyan, it would have been really hard to like break that thing. Because she can like apply element with her normal. Well, not apply element, but do element damage. Unlike most of my team. I guess maybe if I bring Lisa, I would be able to do that too, but... Oh no. Whoa-oh, whoa-oh. Dang, why is he like flying all over the place? Gotcha. Nice. Eggs for the assist, brushy. Alright, we're gonna claim transient resident and then go ahead and claim our reward. What did we get? Yes, we got one eroded sunfire. That's something. I think we got the right one. I destroyed 2 of the elemental. Yep, exactly. That's why Zilonen does it pretty fast. Alright, thanks for the assist, brushy. We are actually gonna be able to like level up. Yeah, Zilonen definitely helped. The Night Soul mechanic is like pretty big. Especially for those Abyss bosses. If they keep putting it in Abyss, I'm like, okay, you have to go get Night Soul characters now. Goodness. I don't like where they hit it with that though. It's kind of bad, man. But because we did get a correct talent mat, we do get to level up her burst or her normal. Should I level up her burst or her normal? Probably her burst. Normal is not that good, I think. Alright. Talent level 8. Let's go. We're like slowly gonna get her talent leveled up. Bennett was there just for fun. For healing! Kept me alive. Well, most of the time anyway. These guys are from Flower Feather clan, right? Yeah. Zilonen healed plenty. Lol. True. Oh, but I mean, Zilonen and Bennett fully stacked though, right? It's not like Zilonen buffs attack, so pretty good. I think a single healing hit which is almost 10k, which is insane. Yeah, that's quite a bit. I'm not entirely clear when she healed though. Is it just like when you hit stuff or like just over time for like 10 seconds? It's definitely nice that it's not circle impact like Bennett though. With alt G. Does she heal like in how over time or like how many ticks and like is there a condition or does she just heal? I guess if she might just heal based on the based on like the I don't know what you call it, the resonances she has. I don't even play this character. Same tick rate and cookie. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, let's see.
乾いた紙の
If
間
you
に葉
have
っぱを挟んで押すと
she will if she
使いや
has
すくて
at least 2 source
素敵な仕様
samples,
が出来上がるんだよ。
she will play an ebullient rhythm, healing nearby active characters at certain times. That was not gameplay notes. Healing occurs every 1.5 seconds for 8 instances. Okay. Healing effect has a range of 4 meters. What's a meter in Genshin? I actually have no. What's 4 meters in Genshin? Is that far? I guess that's pretty far.
失敗を恐れないで。失敗を重ねることも
You got a
学び
max
の
of
大事な
3
プロセスだから。
samples. She has fewer than 2 samples. She will start up an ardent rhythm, which will play 2 additional beats that deal geo damage. Okay, gotcha. So that's like if you want to do more geo damage. Continuous healing is based on the defense percent. Makes sense. How nice it would be for a character to only scale based on one stat. Looking at you, Mihoyo. Just do the same for like the 4 stars, please. Alright. We are probably gonna call it here for the night. But thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks, Brushy, for being here. As well as Sarisa, who was looking here earlier as well. We're gonna go ahead and raid out. Putting her was so easy, just defense percent healing. So yeah, I bet. I have a ton of those artifacts. I have a ton of those. Actually, maybe I should be saving those if I have it on the Cinder City set, right? If I have Cinder City, like does she need ER? If I have like defense Cinder Cities, I should probably keep them, right? I have HPs. Aha, look, I have a defense Cinder City. Maybe she needs the healing one though. But I do have a defense one. Why are there so many HP ones? Never mind. Oh wait, I do have a defense one right here. Does she need crit? Maybe she doesn't need crit. Maybe I'll keep this one because it's defense. Although I feel like I would still want to build her crit. But if she has defense, she's not gonna do. Does she do damage? I feel like she doesn't really do damage. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and raid out the Lucky. Let me go ahead and start the raid, but let's go over and say hi to Lucky. Hope you guys have a good night. Look up and yeah. Take care. Happy Super Bowl Sunday tomorrow. I probably won't be streaming tomorrow. We'll be watching the Super Bowl. So that will be some fun times. But yeah. This has been a Saber stream. And I'll see you again next time. Alright, take care guys. Super Bowl indeed. Super Bowl. Alright, let's go ahead and say hi to Lucky. Bye bye.